welcome back, y'all. I'm making a couple more videos today because, as you can see, I can still have 2 pages front and back of stuff that I want to make videos about. So, again, today is March 21st, 2024. Yes. Anyways, my forewriting, I gotta look at some of my notes just because, like I know what I want to talk about, but I need to look at my notes to kind of remember why. Busy day. Anyways, my 4 writing spots that all have, special place in my heart. And for all of y'all that have been around my channel for long enough, you would have seen all 4 of those places multiple times. First place is Ocotillo Wells. Why? Because it's the OG spot. That's where all of the big name guys like Jeremy McGrath, Brian Deegan, Twitch, and Ronnie Ranger, and all these guys, I don't know if they still go out there, but they all used to go out there and just freaking send it on some of these huge gaps and stuff, and just would be out there all weekend just shoveling new lines, finding new lines, making new lines, and just, sending it, right? Like, hella far, and just greasing every single kicker that they hit, man. And unfortunately, it did become kind of overrated a little bit, because there's only really a whole lot you can really do out in Glamis, right? And this is going to sound a little controversial, seeing that you guys know I'm building a pre-runner, but the side-by-side guys, the Jeep guys, the pre-runner guys, and basically the 4x4 guys in the 4-wheel vehicles have kind of taken over Ocotillo Wells and chased off all the dirt bikers and the quads, right? And that's why the dirt bikers and quads kind of went to Glamis, right? But Ocotillo Wells is still fun because you can go out there, you can, relax, you can and go about your business. You don't have to worry about people breaking into your shit because there's not a whole lot of people out there. It's about an hour and a half from my area to get there, so it's relatively close. It's a day trip, if I really wanted to make it a day trip. And there is camping, there is little bathrooms there, little cabanas with tables and fire pits and stuff, which is kind of nice. Second place is going to be Johnson Valley, right? You've seen me, ride there quite a few times. I've posted plenty of videos on Johnson Valley, right? I like it because it is close. I can get there in 45 minutes or less. Yeah, I'd say about 45 minutes from my area, from my house. I like the fact that it's out in the middle of absolute nowhere. The closest thing is 29 Palms Marine Corps base and their bombing range, basically, right? And you got to go through landers and all that stuff there, and it's basically the back way to get to Vegas for the Coachella Valley here. People that live in Palm Springs and stuff. But and again, it's quiet, not a whole lot of people. So you can have a kickback, have your little fire out there, and set up camp, not have to worry about people messing with your stuff. But again, problem is because there's so many people go out there for King of the Hammers and stuff like that. So anyways, as I was saying, Johnson Valley, very relaxing. I enjoy going out there because almost every time I go out there, there's maybe 10 people or less out there that I can see, right? It's quiet. You can get up on some of these hills and on some of these ridge lines up there and just look out for miles and just not hear anything other than just a little bit of wind or any birds chirping, something like that, whatever. But again, King of Hammers has kind of made Johnson Valley an OG spot overrated because so many people go out there for King of Hammers. And then again, pre-runner guys and all the four-wheel drive guys with these rock crawler buggies and stuff all go out there, and I'm not hating on it, right? We all share the same passion of being out in the middle of nowhere, going off-roading and enjoying nature and stuff. And then another problem is so many people just trash the place up during King of Hammers that it's like, it's sad. You know, no matter where you go, you're gonna constantly find trash. And, you know, then people complain about places getting shut down or having to pay to get to places, get into some of these off-road parks and stuff. And it's like, well, it's the same people that complain are the ones that cause the place to get shut down or have to have fees, because they're the ones that left all their trash laying around just being lazy because they think, oh, it's not my responsibility and it's not my house and mommy and daddy's not here to pick it up after me and stuff, right? Whatever. Third place, I would probably have to say is my number one favorite out of the three, but again, at the same time, the four places, I can't really say it's my number, like, if I really had to choose, Glamis would definitely be, you know, my number one favorite probably, just because, one, it takes a good 2.5 to 3 hours to get there for me. I don't get to go out there that often. I don't get to go to Ocotillo Wells really that often either anymore. But, and like when you see me, like, well, you just posted a video last week and it's like of Glamis, and it's like, yeah, I made like 10 videos out in Glamis back in December last time I was there, and it's now March. So it's been 3.5, almost 4 months since I've been to Glamis, and I still got like 4 more videos left to post at this time. But the whole thing with Glamis is it's all sand, so it's great. And if you get out there during the season, as y'all have seen already by this point, there is Vendor Row, and so there's vendors out there. And that's on an off weekend too. Now the cool thing is out there in Glamis is, yeah, during the season, which is like October 1st to April 15th or something like that, you have to pay anywhere from like $35 to $50 for a week pass, or $150 for the year. But that helps ensure that, you know, you're not going to be stupid and dump trash. It pays the rangers and the medevac, so that way if you wreck and you can't move under your own power, they medevac you to the hospital here in Palm Springs. They also have dumpsters. They do have some bathrooms there, which is basically a big hole in the ground with a toilet sitting on it inside of a little brick building. But if you ain't got a bathroom, that's the best damn thing you can have when you don't have a bathroom. You know, and even when it's 125 degrees out here during the summer, I don't care. I will still go to Glamis, camp out overnight, have a fire, bring enough food, water, beer, whatever, to last me for an entire weekend I'm out there. And they got the Glamis Beach store that's there open like 7 to 1 in the off season or something like that. One time I went to Glamis back in June of 2021. 650R Cowboy and I went out there. That's when I had my Red Ranger, and there was only one other dude out there on a quad, and he was out there for maybe the day because he only had his truck and his quad, and that was it. He had no trailer, didn't look like he had any firewood, just had his cooler in the back of his truck and unloaded his quad and was taking off. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about, right? But then the last place of the 4 places that I like is my area. Riding around the trails that you all have seen me ride 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever. All because I know where I can and can't go for the most part. Like, I mean, I know there's like some houses like that are all fenced off. You know, I don't know all the trails that are closed out here, which is my fault. I just don't know where to look up what trails are closed out here. And I honestly believe that if I'm just out there just doing my own thing and leaving people alone, like, why should I get bothered? I'm not dumping trash, I'm not destroying nothing. I'm just out trying to mind my business, have fun, and let out some steam and see the desert. You know, even if I see the same desert 100 times, I don't care. You know, I mean, I still remember the first time that my dad and I went riding together when I was like 10 years old. Bought my first dirt bike at like 10 years old from saving and recycling and doing little odd jobs for a couple of my neighbors around the house or around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And had to rebuild the top end. Cost me $365.28 to rebuild that top end of my 1992 Suzuki RM80 2-stroke, which was the first bike I ever had. And I bought it for $900. My grandfather chewed the guy out for ripping me off. The guy gave me $300 back, so I paid $600 for the bike. And gave me a pair of free boots and riding pants and some gear or something. A couple of things for the bike. And it took us about a month to get the bike rebuilt and everything from the shop. No big deal. And then 3 years later, when I was on my 13th birthday, y'all have probably heard this story 100 times. My dad and I went riding. Within 5 minutes, I tacoed my front wheel on that little 80. Broke my left leg on my 13th birthday. I spent more time in the hospital than we did to load up our bikes, get out there, go riding, load back up, and get to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Great freaking 13th birthday present to myself. I mean, tackling a front, you know, whatever. And this is where, you know, some of my last video I just made talking about looking back and where the time's going, and I'm just sitting here thinking about all this stuff. I still remember almost. I remember so many times of going riding, even without having to go on my YouTube channel and whatever, and even like a lot of the times, even before I ever started YouTube, I remember a lot of the times of riding. A lot of the times I went riding with my dad, man. It's just like, it's like, what the hell happened? But those are my 4 spots that are my spots that have a place in my heart to go riding. And that's basically the reason why. So, love y'all, be safe, catch you guys on the flip side.